morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Samantha Rothberg, who's recently been promoted at Laticrete to the Director of Marketing Communications. Samantha, how you doing?
Good morning, Kemp. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I met you once in Italy at the Versailles show. You were on assignment over there. As a matter of fact, let me run through this real quickly. You're third generation family in a family-run company. After college in New York, you did go and spend some time with some other companies, and then you came back, and most of your assignments with Laticrete has been overseas. And since one of your studies in school was Spanish, that kind of helped you with the language. You're bilingual. So this assignment is your first focus in the United States, right?
Actually, I started with the North America division, then went abroad, and so now I'm kind of coming back full circle. So coming back to the North America side.
All right. Well, it's good to have you back here. Is North America the biggest segment of Laticrete's business?
So our North America division has historically been our primary growth in terms of revenue. However, there's a lot of opportunity internationally. So we are seeing growth in both markets. And so for Laticrete, both are actually key priorities.
Okay. Let me run through real quick for our listeners' benefit the history of the company. It's been around 65 years, and the gentleman, your grandfather, Henry M. Rothberg, was a little bit of a chemist, and but the family had a flooring company, and he thought, well, maybe we can change the way tile is installed by changing the cement base. And he worked in the lab and came up with the idea of adding polymers to cementitious material, and that's the invention, I guess, by Laticrete for thin set material. And then he knew at that time that there was more business overseas, and he actually went overseas to grow the business before coming back here and building the U.S. business. And so that's the grandfather. He and his wife had 7 children, all of which in one time in their lives worked in the business. 2 of that second generation rose to the top, your father, Henry, and your uncle, David. And David's the chairman of the board right now. And you have another uncle, just to bring up real quick, you come from great mental intelligence stock because he's kind of known as the father of breaking the DNA code, right?
Yes, thank you for those kind words. But yes, that's correct. It's kind of another family business within the Rothberg family. So
this whole Ancestry.com thing wouldn't have been affordable if your uncle hadn't been involved. But let's go back to the flooring business. You're third generation. How many cousins and siblings do you have at the company right now?
So right now there are 3 of us that are active. I have a sister, and then I have a male cousin, Daniel. I had another cousin who was working with the company for a while, but she's taking a break at the moment.
Well, one of the things you did over in Europe when you were in Italy was you helped with the integration of an acquisition called Benfer, and that was about the time that I met you last time. But let's go to this role here now. You're Director of Marketing Communications. And what are your goals with this new role?
Yeah, so when I left my role in Europe, we were building a marketing team as well. Europe is one of the other key mature markets for construction materials, so there's a lot we can learn from that market as well. But so with the North America division, especially with our MarCom and our marketing team, we like to just continue focusing on digital marketing and automation and innovation, all revolving around the customer and humanizing our brand on a deeper level. So recently we've come up with some brand promises to help us as a strategic focus of the organization, and a lot of that will trickle down into our marketing efforts.
I know this is a key MarCom question, but you have a monolithic identity, which means that you have one core company named Laticrete, and then you have multiple divisions with different brands and different focuses, right?
More or less. Our focus in our core has been tile and stone installation systems, but over the years, we've kind of branched out on complementary or periphery products, and obviously that depends on the market. So we have acquired other brands and we've maintained other brands, or we've kind of absorbed them into the Laticrete international product lines. It really depends on the market and the needs.
So you have packaged products, and then you have pump trucks and services that you own as well. So, I mean, you get into different sectors. How do you divide that up?
Really, our focus is to develop and offer system solutions. So whether it's product or material that we develop in-house or have acquired, the idea is to have a kind of a complete package offering. So that's kind of how we came upon our super cap, high volume, self-leveling pump trucks, which is a little bit of a service. Laticrete is primarily, though, in the business of offering products with solutions or services as a periphery. So sometimes it's through us, sometimes it's not. But the idea is to ensure that it's compatible and that our customers have the best experience when they interface and work with us.
And do you have one marketing communications team that has all the brands, or do you split that up by focus?
So as an organization, we're divided by divisions. So we have our North America and our international team. Part of our current efforts and one of my goals is actually to help coordinate on an ongoing basis with our global teams to make sure that we're leveraging all of the talent and resources we have globally and to ensure that our brand message is consistent. Within the North America marketing team, though, we work with Laticrete. So regardless of the segment, but we do have different focuses on the segments within the team. So we make sure our tile and stone installation systems get dedicated efforts, while at the same time, our resinous floor systems have other dedicated resources. But we do work all together as a team to ensure that we're coordinating, but also that we're not duplicating work. And again, making sure that whatever we're putting out to the customers or stakeholders we work with, they have a consistent experience with us.
I don't know if you've ever heard it before or not, but there's kind of two challenges when it comes to branding. One of them is to make sure your brand is well known. And the second one is to make sure that it's in the right room in the brain of your target audience, being a positive brand or a negative brand. That's the challenge with marketing communications. So what is the promise behind the Laticrete brand?
Yeah, so that's an interesting point, Kemp, because for sure for our core products, we are very well known within the AEC community. However, with some of these other complementary or periphery products, whether it's we've developed them out of need or we've acquired them, we're definitely less known. And so making sure that the brand messaging, our promises and commitment to the customers is consistent. I think that's one of the key focuses, whether or not the segment is a priority or a top priority, I should say, since they're all priorities to us. We want to make sure that there is consistency with how the brand is perceived and the key things we're committing to the customer and their experience. So one of the things is innovation. That's consistent throughout all of the product lines and throughout all of our customer base. But what it means to the customer might vary. For example, what a contractor finds innovative or useful might be very different than what an architect or specifier finds innovative or useful. And so making sure that while we're committing to innovation, we're coming up with innovative solutions and we're messaging them that so that our key partners are aware of the value add we can provide to them.
All right, great. Well, congratulations on this promotion. I know you do a great job. Again, been talking to Samantha Rothberg, the Director of Marketing Communications in North America for Laticrete, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.